The recent report, Benefits of Forest Ecosystems in Zambia and the Role of REDD Plus in a Green Economy Transformation, produced by your ministry jointly with UNEP, informs us that forest and forest ecosystem services contribute significantly to the GDP of Zambia. According to the report, forest ecosystem services such as sediment retention, erosion control, ecotourism, pollination services, and carbon storage have an economic value of at least 2.5% of the GDP of Zambia. This value is currently not captured in the system of national accounts, and so the first question is, what forest management and land use planning measures are you developing to account for this economic value?
The government of the Republic of Zambia, supported by its cooperating partners, has been implementing the integrated land use assessment to measure the available forest resources and also determine the rate of deforestation. So that's what the government has actually been doing. We have been trying to see at what level is deforestation being actually done in our country. On the other hand, we have also conducted a survey hand in hand with our cooperating partners to also survey and see how, to what extent are the people dependent on the forests. Then coming to land use planning, the government is actually quite committed. As a country, the government has developed a Zambia integrated land management information system to account for every land use in the country. That one has been set to ensure that it goes with technology to avoid the old way of doing things, but everything will be actually done according to the new technology to ensure that we also account for the availability of land from the onset. That's when we'll be able to know how best we can actually use the available land in the country.
The report further highlights how formal and informal contribution of the forestry sector supports over 1 million jobs related to fuel wood, non-wood forest products and ecotourism, which means that forests support over 60% of rural Zambian households. Can you please briefly present the national strategy of Zambia to halt the rate of deforestation and to sustain the livelihoods of these rural households?
In the first place, I would like to mention that Zambia is actually experiencing high rates of deforestation, currently estimated at 250,000 to 300,000 hectares each year. So our problem has gone as far as the agricultural sector as well as the energy sector. Why? Because you find in the agricultural sector, a lot is happening there to do with deforestation, whereby the farmers are actually using the old methods of farming, which is causing or resulting into deforestation. So as a country, our national strategy to reduce deforestation and forest degradation will focus on tackling different drivers of deforestation in the forestry and other identified key sectors, in particular agriculture, energy, mining, and land use. That I mean, it has become a cross-cutting issue. So as a strategy, we don't want to leave out anybody as we are trying to curb deforestation. We want to bring on board Ministry of Agriculture, energy, as well as other sectors. Together, we are going to work together to ensure that we curb this problem. So our focus in our national strategy is to mainstream the strategy across the board in all the sectors so that together we can actually end it. On the other hand, the strategy will be implemented through the landscape approach at the watershed level and through policy reforms at national level. That I mean, I'm happy to mention that my ministry has come up with a forest policy, which has just been recently passed in Parliament. But that is not enough. We also have to look at the energy sector. They also have to come up with better policies to ensure that they also strategize to end deforestation. We have to look at the agricultural sector. We have to work and ensure that the agricultural sector will have to come up with a policy that will actually help in curbing deforestation. So like I've earlier said, it is a cross-cutting issue, but we don't want to work in isolation. We have to include everyone on board. And I'm also happy to mention that in the new policy as a country, we have come to realize that we cannot exclude the community itself. So the community, we have given them ownership. Right now, as we are speaking, they are going to own community forests, joint forests, which never used to be there before. So I'm actually happy with a new policy. I'm happy with a new approach in our strategy that has ensured that it is going to mainstream, meaning it's going to cut across. No one will be left out in order to curb this problem.
Thank you. Finally, the report found that the costs and benefits of implementing REDD+ in Zambia will depend on where the implementation takes place and the strategies employed for reducing deforestation. Successful REDD+ results-based actions are estimated to be geographically limited to the northwestern areas of Zambia. What are the next steps in terms of implementation of REDD+ activities and a green economy transition?
The program to do with REDD+, I would like to start by thanking our cooperating partners who have actually worked hard to ensure that we get started. And the main focus areas in REDD+ is to do with stakeholder engagements. That is critical to the successful implementation of the strategy. That we mean we are actually carrying out another survey to see how best we can engage stakeholders, and that is in Northwestern Province. A report has already been actually compiled. We are yet to get started. Then on the other hand, it will also be necessary to mainstream the strategy activities in the related sector, like I've already mentioned. Policies and legislation must also be developed in line with the REDD+ activities.